Welcome to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. And you may notice a little bit different behind us. We are in the middle of readjusting our set and doing some things, so you'll probably see a little bit of differences in background over the next few days.
That's right, that's right.
But thanks for stopping by.
Yep.
And I guess to top the news it's really a bummer. It really is.
Okay. Not so good. Not
if
so
you've,
good.
There is a fire that is burning up beyond, in between Dardanelles and the Whitaker area.
Exactly.
Up above Spicer Reservoir. And this is a fire that was originally a lightning strike fire that was started on July 25th. They considered it contained on July 26th. And then, lo and behold, it really flared into existence and started rolling again yesterday.
Yes.
And it is now at over 50 acres. They've been running the helicopters on it. They've got the Plumas hot shots.
Yes, they do.
So they're starting to work on it. So it sounds like they're taking it a little bit more seriously now.
Well, 50 acres in the high country is...
It's not much. I mean, but still, if you're smelling smoke, that's why.
That's where it's coming from, exactly.
And yes, it's still reported as about 30% contained. Most of the activity, from what we heard last, was on the eastern edge of the fire.
Yes.
And it is it's a bummer. If you're up there in Bear Valley and you want nice, clear skies.
You're not going to have clear skies in Bear Valley when there's a
And you
fire
wonder how they name these. Is it kind of like hurricanes or...
I don't know how they name them, actually.
Should we name fires after women? Is that...
I don't think so. Well, with the hurricanes, they go through the alphabet.
Yeah, I know.
But they don't do that with fires.
Now, without being sexist at all, but didn't it seem a little odd when they started naming hurricanes after men? No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I didn't think so.
All right.
But that's just me.
But you get used to having all these female names for storms and... I'm digging a hole really deep now, and I should probably just put away the spade and...
Well, I think the female designation actually comes from sort of sailor's lore of the female
if she was upset?
Yes, if she was upset, that was not a good thing. So maybe that's where that came from. I don't know.
It could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Could be.
So they're working on that fire up there, and we'll watch it as it progresses or doesn't progress, actually. So that's actually...
going on, before we move on to other stuff that's going on at the Bear Valley Music Festival up there, the Shelley Streeter is a country music artist that is playing tonight up there, and it should be a really good show. And also, we just posted some video of a link to a video that we've seen from last Friday's Super Diamond concert.
Yes.
So if you look real closely at some of the pictures and the people in the video, you might recognize them. It was like, wait, it is.
That's so and so. It's always interesting. Those types of things are always interesting.
Yes. They have another side. I didn't know that.
They do.
So
that's like when people go to Cajun Fest, which was last weekend. They see another side to a lot of people that they see on a regular basis. They just see another side to them as they're out there dancing the night away.
And also this morning, a little bit on site news, and if you have access to a computer, and then also this is hopefully going to be played on cable as well, we did the first of what is going to be a monthly series called Chamber Chat.
Chamber Chat.
And so we sat down with the executive board for the Chamber of Commerce, and this morning's show was just basically kind of a get-to-know-you show, introducing some of the board members, and because they all won't be on every month. Sometimes it's going to be industry people and things like that. But what we're going to do is have a monthly show hosted by us and also the Chamber of Commerce on economic development in Calaveras County.
Calaveras County.
And I think that it should be a fun thing because...
It'll be an interesting discussion because the county is going through growing pains right now.
Right.
And
they addressed that this morning.
Did they address it? I haven't seen the tape yet.
Yeah.
But the county is going through growing pains, and to see how it navigates those growing pains should be very interesting on an economic.
Oh, it will, because I think
standpoint.
one of the things is if you followed local politics and local economics, I mean, we are heavily weighted towards the construction and the real estate industry. And if construction and real estate are hurting, it hurts everything.
Absolutely.
And some of the slowdown this last year has been just typical industry stuff and industry cycles. But then we've also thrown a little bit of water on the embers of progress from
county government.
From the county government.
Exactly.
And some of these things have needed to have been done at county government. It's but there's going to be some interesting things, and hopefully with some of the economic development stuff, we hope to. I guess if we can help foster, at least have a conversation about fostering development of the job base and the business base unrelated to tourism, building or.
Exactly.
Then I think it helps make a more rounded economy. So if one piece is down, then it doesn't. It
doesn't actually then throw everything out of whack.
Yeah. Yeah. At least that's the
thought.
Premise. For Chamber Chat, look for Chamber Chat on the site tomorrow.
Tomorrow, so it'll be up tomorrow.
Chamber Chat will be, and also I guess one little caveat is. We did this in a room in a restaurant at the Main Street Hotel in Angels Camp. And we were all set up, and we knew it was going to be a noisy environment anyway because we told her, okay, you're going to have to speak deliberately into the mic. But then just after we got rolling, a compressor started up on a piece of equipment. This is like 2 minutes in and stayed rolling the whole time. So it was like, ee! It was like everybody's.
So that's what you hear when you're listening.
Just a little bit. You may not even. I haven't listened. It may not be that audible, but everybody's just like, okay, next month we're doing it at the chamber office. But anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So chamber chat. Bummer fire. And sheriff's tours. Going off to the next subject. Sheriff, actually, the Calaveras County Sheriff's Office, in an attempt to allow people to see how bad off the jail actually is offering jail tours on Thursdays and Saturdays from 9:30
and you don't have to do anything wrong?
You don't have to do anything wrong.
Where
you just show up and they will tour you through our current jail facility. And it's a very educational experience to go into that particular county jail. It really is. So if you have a chance on a Thursday or a Saturday, go down there and check out the county jail.
And also, it's being reported elsewhere that there has, just a few minutes ago, a rollover accident on Highway 26. So there may be. So if you're watching this live, there may be. That area, there may be congestion and ambulance on its way on that one. It probably already by now. So
yes.
And we're just that was just checking breaking stuff as we're on air. So
yes. And sheriff's log is out, which is always an interesting.
The sheriff's log
is out, which is always a very interesting thing to take a look at. There are a couple actually in here that I need to scroll up and find those. And some of them are actually, it's kind of interesting because a lot of them are traffic stops. A lot of them are, petty theft and alarm sounding and that type of thing. But then you get these like black cow in the roadway, which you would sort of only find in Calaveras County, and that happened on the 4th of August. And then there was another one, and let me see if I can find it in here. Because these ones are actually, this one. It was on the 4th of August, and it was in Valley Springs, and a mountain lion was spotted in a resident's driveway.
Wow, in Valley Springs.
In Valley Springs. So it's actually one of those types of things that it is low that you need to watch out for in that particular area then is mountain lions out there. So you have to be careful.
And speaking of mountain lions, and we haven't posted this one yet, but we'll post it up because we were forwarded an email. Everybody gets forwarded all these email jokes, but this one was pretty interesting, and it was couple in Montana that were out horseback riding with their dogs. Well, actually, they were actually walking, but they had one of them was on a mule, right?
Okay, yeah.
And a mountain lion came out and was going to attack one of their dogs.
Oh,
and so the guy, did you see these? And so the guy dismounted and shot the gun in the air, hopefully to scare away the mountain lion.
Yeah.
But what happened is the mule attacked the mountain lion.
And they do.
The mule attacked and killed the mountain lion.
Basically,
he took the mountain lion by the tail.
But this wasn't a joke story.
No.
This
we have
real
pictures
story.
we'll post.
Yeah.
The mule grabbed the mountain lion by the tail and swung it around and started beating it on the rocks.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, my
goodness. And the mule was
goodness.
big enough that I guess it could, strength-wise, it could
That
do
it
it.
could
So
do
basically, it beat the mountain lion against the rocks a few times and then went over, stomped on it, and then started
And then
biting
that was it. Really?
Killed it.
So
Killed the
it
mountain
made
lion.
sure it was dead.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
And the
So I guess the moral of the story is you should have a mule.
a mule, and they
mule.
said in the title of it was this mule was one bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it was.
We won't say that word.
No.
But
I would have to agree.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. It protected.
I mean, you think
owners
that, if you're a macho guy, I got my Smith and Wesson, got my dogs, but then really all you need is a mule.
Is a mule.
And
Exactly.
take care. I mean, you hear about all these guys with their Rottweilers and
their
pit bulls.
Yeah, you have a mule. Exactly.
You ain't seen nothing. I got a mule, so just
That's right.
We're cool. We got a mule.
Yeah. And actually, in other sheriff's log news, this was actually picked up by quite a few different media outlets.
Yes.
This was on August 6th, public intoxication at the courthouse in San Andreas. A jury member was trying to get other members of the jury to imbibe, and an arrest was made. And actually, Dana Nichols from the Stockton Record wrote a story about this. And it was William Shaw Jr., 55 years old, of Douglas Flat, that actually offered another potential juror some kind of hard liquor in a plastic bottle, and that got him arrested.
Wow.
Well, that's one way not to serve on jury duty.
That would do it.
And here in Calaveras County, you get called up every year and a half. Every 18 months, which is when they can call you, you will get your summons, believe me. So if you're thinking of moving up here, you can just expect that. So. So, things not to do while you're in the courthouse.
Don't drink.
Don't drink.
Don't
Not
drink.
a good idea.
Even if you might feel like it.
Yes. But don't do it. They may make room for you in the Calaveras County Jail if you do things like that.
Well, they have the drunk tank. That's never...
That's true. They still do have the drunk tank.
So they can just put you in there.
They just put you in there and let you sober up.
Yeah. Then they just kind of hose you off later.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. It's not a fun place.
Now, should we touch a little bit on national news?
Well, why don't we go to state news?
Okay, we'll wait. But I'm
first.
so excited to talk about it.
I know. You just can't stand it. And we mentioned the Bear Valley Music Festival.
We did.
Still on.
We did.
And we have a video up on the site of Carolyn Sherrata. Is that how you pronounce it?
Well, we do it for doing her intro, but also the other one was the kind of little blurb from last weekend. It was kind of fun.
Okay.
Last Friday night.
Okay, so...
and I think
Valley
she's
Music
in that
Festival?
one too because it was the Super Diamond was singing "Sweet Caroline." That song.
So she had to have been there. Exactly.
They were pointing in her direction in the video. So.
So she had her 5 minutes of fame.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Or what is it? I think it's 10 minutes is what Warhol said. 15 minutes,
15.
actually. Yeah, increments of 5.
And speaking of that, we have 15 minutes left. Does
That's
that mean ours is...
Ours is slowly dwindling, actually.
That's assuming we ever had any.
Exactly.
So
it doesn't really apply to us after all anyhow. But state budget still has not passed. And angered by stalled budget, Assembly Speaker threatens GOP gains. The impasse over the state's long overdue budget turned heated on Wednesday when the Democratic leader of the Assembly said Republicans would lose the gains they had previously negotiated if they failed to end the stalemate quickly. And they just have one GOP vote that they need to get. Of course, that is akin to political suicide when you do something like that. So we'll see what happens. And also, this next headline could actually affect Calaveras County jail funds because of the matching element for the jail funds that the sheriff's department is hoping to get. Challenge to prison bond package. An activist group that has been harshly critical of state prison operations is seeking an injunction in Sacramento Superior Court to block the $7.9 billion plan passed by the legislature and signed by Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger this past spring to add 53,000 new prison and jail beds to the state and local correctional systems. And that's from the Sacramento Bee and Capital Weekly. So we'll see where that goes. Of course, by signing that plan, it actually stayed off federal receivership for our prison system. So I'm not quite sure that the Superior Court will go for this particular injunction. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I mean, we do need more jails, and I'm not a big fan of spending more money. I mean, they could do it the Sheriff Arpaio way for all it mattered to me. You know who Sheriff Joe is, right?
No.
You don't know who Sheriff Joe is?
No,
okay.
You have to
Sheriff Joe down there in Arizona he's the one that puts them out in the middle of the desert in tents and dresses them in pink.
No, I've never heard of him. Oh.
He basically, there's always room in Sheriff Joe's jail.
I bet there is.
And just put up another tent.
There is.
And but I guess the interesting thing is he was another thing he was going to do was basically public embarrassment. He was going to put up a webcam where anybody could watch all the prisoners if they wanted to. And basically the court killed that.
Well, the privacy issue on that would be.
But his point was if you're in jail, there is no expectation of privacy. And if you didn't want to have people watching what you were doing all the time, then don't go to jail.
Well, it used to be that way. Have you been to the Yuma prison down there?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you can imagine if you ended up in the Yuma Territorial Prison, you would never go back again. Ever. It's like parts of Alcatraz, too.
Oh, right.
Oh, not good. Even with the overcrowding at our jail, it makes it look pretty good. Yeah, it makes it look a little better than that. Exactly.
Also, before we leave Calaveras County news completely, Music in the Parks tonight is in Railroad Flat, and it is Over the Edge is playing at the Playfield, the Railroad Frat. In this duo of jazz, blues, bluegrass, and country with guitar, fiddle, and vocals is sure to knock your socks off.
Okay.
On Wednesday evening from 6:30 to 8 p.m. So
that should be
as soon as you finish up with the news with us here, hop in the car and drive to Railroad Flat.
That's right. And also, tomorrow is a rabies clinic, free rabies clinic.
And she thought of that just because I was speaking, and she thought I might need an injection.
Anyway, the Calaveras County Sheriff's Department Animal Services Division will be offering their very last free rabies clinic on Thursday, August 9th at 6 p.m. at the Animal Services in San Andreas. And local vets actually volunteer their time, and it's $6 a vaccination.
Not bad.
So exactly. So
Not bad.
And it's the last one. So if you need your pets vaccinated, this will be the place to do it.
The place to do it.
Mm-hmm. And then we have federal
national
news.
stuff.
National stuff. New York City tops the.
This is just a mess. If you saw the national news this morning, in one of the first ones in recorded history, there was a tornado that touched down in the tri-state area, and it actually it affected a lot of stuff. And one of the things is the subways were shut down for a while because it got high enough that it touched the third rail. And if you know, in the third rail in most transit system is electrified.
Exactly.
So basically you have a short and the whole system goes zzz.
Exactly.
So it was a very interesting
time in New York City today. And actually CBS Morning Show had to switch their
CBS Morning Show.
They had to go knock on Katie Couric's door apparently.
Yeah, I guess what it was is I guess at 6:20 and they were supposed to hit the air at 7 o'clock. Rain started pouring in their broadcasting area. So basically they took the cabs.
Can you imagine the scene of that, though? All the electricity?
Oh, yeah. So basically they just hailed a bunch of cabs and went 6 blocks up to Katie Couric's studio and jumped in there and did the show. So
There's always something happening somewhere. Definitely. And British Airways lost an 83-year-old father.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. Well, I could believe it, actually.
Yeah, but you said he was a stroke victim as well. I mean,
apparently
that's
happened
tragic.
is they lost him in transit. He didn't make his connector flight. He had to spend the night in Terminal 4 at Heathrow, which for those of you who have been to London, Terminal 4 is completely British Airways. And because of the stress, he had a stroke and is still in the hospital.
Ugh.
And he was abandoned in the terminal building. So, unfortunately.
And I just have the little article up on the tornado. And this is the first F2 tornado confirmed in Brooklyn. Was actually plotted in Brooklyn Wednesday, turned out to be a weather event of historical proportions. The National Weather Service confirmed that the storm brought with it Brooklyn's first ever tornado since such weather events were recorded. Officials measured it to be an EF2 twister characterized by winds of anywhere from 111 to 135 miles an hour.
Wow.
Between 4 and 7 a.m. So, very, very interesting.
Very unusual. Very unusual. That's for sure.
And Barry Bonds broke the record.
He hit it.
And my brother-in-law was at the game. And I called him today,
really?
and he may actually do a little article for us on what it was like to be at the game last night. So, and he was a huge Barry Bonds fan. He probably has every Barry Bonds journey,
this and Barry Bonds
bobblehead,
that,
all kinds of stuff. So it is a should be he finally did it.
Definitely a momentous moment.
Now, a couple things on a little steroid controversy on this?
Sure.
All right. Now, Barry Bonds.
You just talk.
He may or may not have taken steroids, and most likely he did, right? But there's different categories. There's a guy that, used to lift weights and stuff. I know you wouldn't care to tell now, but the guy that used to lift weights, there was two different kinds of guys in the gym. There was the guys that you could tell were like the roid guys, that they were these little shriveled guys, and all of a sudden they blew up to be Herculean, but as soon as they quit taking them, boom, they went back down. And then there's the guys that just worked their tails off. They got big, and you could tell that maybe sometimes they did, but it was an incremental difference and not a monumental one. And I think maybe that case could be made for something that such as Barry's. He was a good player before.
Yes.
Maybe not quite the home run smashing, to the degree, but he was good. And if you see some of the other ones that have been, they're like one-trick ponies. Anyway, I think he still deserves his due.
Well, the thing is it actually casts a shadow on everything he's done. That's the problem with that, is that if he has used steroids, which the common thought is yes he has, it does cast a shadow. Okay. It's like a politician who that one time takes a bribe.
But if you go back to,
and it casts a shadow on everything that he's ever done when he never took a bribe before.
But if you go back to after the last strike in baseball, or the really long one, and then after that they had Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. Those two guys brought back the game.
Yes.
And Mark McGwire probably was it. It probably was as well, but it still brought back the game, right?
It did. It did, because people who wouldn't normally watch would watch that. Yeah. Look, I would normally not watch baseball, but I know about Barry Bonds hitting the ball.
Yeah. And I think there's something American, because they ask, people have wondered why soccer has never caught on in the U.S. the way it has elsewhere. Now think of American, you think of Westerns and John Wayne, the big burly guys out to do stuff like that. Soccer, they don't even use their legs. Their arms. They just kind of dance around out there and kick the ball.
Soccer's a tough sport.
I know that, but I think there's still that
sport.
At least in baseball, they're up swinging wooded stuff and home runs.
They're beating each other or beating whatever.
Ball, something. It's it's an American thing where basketball they can slam dunk it and stuff.
That's true. That's true.
In soccer they have to kick it backwards over their head or something, right?
Which some of them do.
Which is impressive.
If you've seen some of the obviously the foreign teams, they do some amazing footwork.
I just have a funny feeling that Beckham's not going to be enough to make soccer.
Oh no.
do it in the U.S.
I'll go back to what I said a couple weeks ago about Beckham and Victoria. They're an awfully cute couple. And they've been trying to make it into the celebrity A-list here in the United States for years now, and I just don't think they're going to do it.
It's not going to happen.
This. Yes.
Yeah.
Although the Spice Girls are coming back on tour. I know you're excited about that.
Yeah,
You got to take the boys to go see the Spice Girls. And it's about time for weather.
It is about time for weather. Mm-hmm. Should we start off in Bangor, Maine?
Let's start off in Bangor,
Let's start off in Bangor, Maine. As you know, we are streaming on the web, on thepinetree.net, and also on cable. And on the web, it opens up the possibilities of people from anywhere.
We have people from everywhere.
That's right. So, to our viewer in Bangor, Maine, it is 72 degrees and thunder and lightning today with a low of 53. High of 78 tomorrow and partly cloudy. High of 79 on Friday with a low of 56 and 82 on Saturday.
Ooh, so it's nice there.
Very good weather.
Very nice. Arnold, our local weather, 58 degrees tonight, clear. Thursday, 85 degrees. Friday, 82 degrees. And Saturday, 77 degrees. It's getting a little chilly.
Very nice weather.
Yes.
Copperopolis, 86 degrees today. Isn't that amazing? 86, or it says 89 right now, but say under 90 degrees in August in Copper.
Copperopolis.
I bet they'll take it.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll take it. 90 tomorrow, 86 on Friday, and 89 on Saturday.
Okay, Bear Valley weather. Tonight, 48 degrees. Thursday, 78 degrees. Friday, 76 degrees. And Saturday, 70 degrees. Do we have anything up for Valley Springs yet?
I did Copper today because I figured they were probably going to be similar.
Same,
yeah, so should we do
Although
Angels
people
Camp
in District 5 will not be happy about that.
Angels Camps
/
San Andreas?
Yes. You go ahead and go.
Here we go. Low of 59, high of 88 tomorrow, low of 59 on Thursday night, high of 85 on Friday, and 89 on Saturday. Wow. Really nice temperate weather.
That is nice, actually. Murphy's weather, tonight 57 degrees, Thursday 92 degrees, Friday 89 degrees, and Saturday 83 degrees.
And also a little bit on the pass up on Highway 4. They're doing some construction up there, so we have one-way controlled traffic 1.8 miles west to 1.2 miles west of Murphy's for tomorrow for construction there. And also over the top, and from basically 1 mile east of Ebbets Pass to 5.5 miles west of the junction of State Route 89. So if you're going over the top of the pass, there's going to be maintenance in both those
directions.
One lower, one higher.
That's right. So you just have to watch out for that. And also, not only is Thursday night we get to tell you what to do in Calaveras County night, we are going to be at Jenny Baxter's house.
Yes, tomorrow's going to be, we're going to get fed tomorrow night, aren't we?
Exactly. She is a fabulous chef, and she's our little Martha Stewart of the Mother Lode, and we're going to be at her home.
And she's never been incarcerated, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That we know of.
That we know
of, exactly. But we will be at her house tomorrow, so if you want to tune in and see her cook up something very scrumptious for us, I'm sure, we'd love to have you. And she has a beautiful kitchen, too.
Yes, she does.
You can get decorating tips as well.
And we stopped by Bret Harte this afternoon, and they're getting ready for school. So next Wednesday will be the first day of school at Bret Harte. So then we'll have both schools back in action.
In session.
Another couple weeks, start doing some sports.
Can't believe it's that time of year again. Ooh. Can't believe it.
I know. So. Well, thank you very much. Yep. You have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow night from, Jenny Baxter's house,
Jenny Baxter's house tomorrow night.
Good night.